It says that I have started recording. You just have to hit accept, I think. Is that how it works, Cass?
No, just like
it's just saying it's
recording.
Okay. I can't remember how it worked last time.
Yeah, no, I didn't have to accept it, just told me and I had to deal with it.
So, welcome everyone to another Queer Kiki. This video will be going on my YouTube channel. So for those on YouTube, I am Frost Adams. I am an up-and-coming drag queen, and we do these Queer Kikis just to talk all things gay shit. So I will let my lovely ladies introduce themselves to y'all.
Oh,
I'm Cassie.
Okay.
I'm from Australia. She, her, they, them. I love all the gay shit. It's why I'm here.
I'm Alora, pronouns she, her, and I'm bisexual. I'm here for my bestie / work husband Chance, or Frost Adams here.
Frost. Y'all,
Yes, Frost.
y'all remember Alora as Miss Hentai Adams.
Mhm.
Absolutely living for that name. Hi, my name's Mia. You can also call me Mimi or Misty. I don't really care. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm bisexual.
So in this Queer Kiki, we're going to talk mainly like a lot of the things affecting the queer world right now. Cass, I don't know if you know this, but we now have 2 states that have passed bills basically saying you can't say gay in grades like 6 and under. Like you can't teach them about like gay shit and all that. And
That's ridiculous.
and I don't know if you two saw this, Laura and Mia, but Cass, I don't know if you watched the Olympics, but the Olympics have just passed a deal now that trans athletes can only compete if they transition before age 12.
Mm.
That is a new ruling for the Olympics.
Wait. Sorry, go ahead.
So what are y'all's opinions on that?
What percentage of... I don't even know like one person that started their transition at that age, let alone enough to compete at the Olympics.
Yeah.
It's essentially ruling out any possibility for them to be able to compete without straight up saying, we don't want you to compete.
Which I think now they're thinking about adding a separate division just for those people, but they can't compete like in the men and women division unless they transition before age 12.
That just seems wrong, because especially now in the US, now that we have multiple states where they're basically saying, hey, if you're trans, it's child abuse. So even if they were to start transitioning at like 12 or at a young age, it would be considered child abuse. So
Yeah.
what are they supposed to do?
That was mine, because a lot of states it is illegal now to transition before the age of 18. I think Florida and California are the main 2 that have passed that I've seen.
Wait, California?
California is the second one that just passed a Don't Say Gay bill. I think theirs just recently passed, or is trying to pass. But I know Florida has theirs, and California is trying to, which is weird because California is the gayest state.
Yeah,
there.
California is like the most progressive state there is. So,
but it's that one Republicans area in those that are trying to get it passed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, our rights here, Cass, are really being attacked now.
Yeah, we recently had a federal election, and a big thing leading up to it was a religious rights bill that has thankfully been shelved. It hopefully won't come back up, but essentially the idea of this bill was that people were allowed to discriminate against any LGBT kind of thing if it was based on their beliefs.
And see, we don't have any protections like that here in the States, sadly, so...
No. That's the thing, is they wanted to put this in place so it was legal for religious people to discriminate if it was based on their faith.
Technically...
It's been shelved, but that even this year was something that was quite worrisome.
Yeah, it's technically legal here to discriminate on that, but people just boycott that company and they change their mind after a while. I see you thinking about something, Mia.
I'm trying to put it into words. Like, it makes me angry, so I'm trying not to like release it out in anger, but at the same time it's like, how can you I grew up religious. We've already had talked about this, just you and me, Chant or Frost, but like I grew up religious. And what bothers me is that there is no hate like Christian love. Because they teach you all throughout your life, like, you're supposed to love, you're supposed to live like Jesus, and you're supposed to do all these things in the name of love. But then they teach you to hate, and they teach you to push people away who are not like you. And then they use it as an excuse. And it's just like, how is that loving? That's not loving at all.
Yeah.
And it bothers me that they're now in other countries as well, not just here in the US, but in other countries around the world, using religion as the excuse to be hateful. But that's not what religion is. Like, if you think back to when Jesus was like actually here, apparently, and like doing things, he was the most progressive person at that time.
Yeah,
He was pushing things away that were, I don't know. It bothers me a lot.
Well, that's why I love the church that my cousin goes to. I think she's in San Angelo. She takes her youth group to Pride every year. Like, their whole church goes to Pride every year.
Who's your cousin?
Her name's Gretchen. She lives in like San Antonio. I mean,
wait, Gretchen Smith?
Yes.
She was my music teacher growing up.
Oh my gosh, small world.
What?
But yeah, she takes her kids to Pride every year. Like,
I love her. She like really helped me with my journey in like coming out once I found out that she was also a part of the community.
Yeah, which her family really doesn't know, so, but none of them will watch this channel because they're all homophobes and they don't know I have this channel, so.
Yeah, no, I didn't find out until I saw her at an event, and then I cried because I only went to support my Thea, who, her and her wife used to be like really heavy in the Pride events here in Angelo. And I saw her there and it was just like, oh my gosh, I feel more comfortable now. She was the one who pushed me to be in music, so that makes me
I love
happy.
her.
Gosh.
I'm sad I don't get to see her this year because our reunion falls on our Pride. And so
Oh,
I'm going to go to
man.
that instead, so. But she knows. I told her, I was like, hey, I'm not going to be there this year. I'll be at Pride. And she's like, have fun. And
Well, you definitely have to tell her that you know one of her students now.
I will.
Next time.
So what are some of the laws like there, Cass? Like, do y'all have any big like anti-LGBT laws besides that one that just got squished?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the reason that it got shelved is because they were trying to, make amendments so that everyone was happy, and some of the religious groups were like, oh yeah, it's not good enough for us. Essentially, it didn't give them enough ability to discriminate, which proves that it's not about religious freedom. It's about, hating, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But other than that, we do have a Sexual Rights Act, thankfully. So in every state, you aren't, I think 2013 was the last state to approve it. And then the first was back like early 2000s, 1990s, late 1990s. But essentially, it is illegal to discriminate based on sex, identity, any of that kind of thing, in the workplace and all that kind of stuff. So we do have some protection, at the very least. And as far as transitioning goes, it used to be that you had to get a family court to sign off on being able to transition. But these days, it's as long as the parents are supportive, there doesn't need to be. But if the parents disagree with the child's choice, the family court has to be like, yes, they are allowed to do this, due to obviously like age and medical stuff and all that kind of thing. And I wasn't aware of this until recently, but not everything, but some of the transitioning costs, like medications and surgeries and all that, not all of it, but some of it's actually covered by Medicare. Which
wow.
Yeah, so I was really surprised and pleased to find that out, that I didn't think any of it was, but apparently some of it is. So.
I don't know if it is here. I'll have to ask some of my friends that are. Is it not, Mia?
Yeah.
No, I have a really good friend of mine. I grew up with him. Like, I knew him before he started transitioning. I knew before he was out. Like, recently he's been trying to start on T, but because of financial trouble, he's not allowed to, and it's not covered by his Medicare or any of his insurances. So it comes all out of his pocket.
Well, I don't remember if you remember Alice Mia, the dancer who used to go to WT.
Oh yeah.
So, and I always meant to ask her about it, but she made me laugh. One day she posted on her Facebook after her surgery. She's like, guess who has 2 thumbs and no balls? This girl. I laughed. Like, she posted it on her Facebook, and I died laughing.
My partner posted a meme as their coming out like announcement on their Facebook.
See, my coming out is I just updated my bio, and like, I'm not gonna really like, if people read it, they read it. If they don't, they don't.
It's
That's
great.
fair.
But
I really completely come out. I've come out to pretty much my close friends and the family members that I trust, but there's like 3 family members that don't know, which I'm surprised because it's pretty freaking obvious with me. But they're in denial. It's okay.
yeah. Which is why I'm glad we were. I mean, our boss is like super ally. Like,
Oh yeah.
she'll talk to me about it sometimes and all that, and she's like, just be safe now. I'm like, okay, I will. I don't know if any of y'all have been paying attention to what's going on a lot right now in the U.S. Cass, I don't know if you know this, but we had a massive school shooting a couple months ago.
Yeah, I'm
A couple of weeks after that, instead of everyone saying, oh, ban guns, now there's 3 laws trying to pass to ban kids from going to drag shows.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that kids shouldn't be. I'm like, how about you protect our kids in school? Like, if a parent
That's
wants
ridiculous.
to take their kids to a drag show, not all drag shows are bad. They're not all sexual. Like,
we had one
drag shows
mass shooting here before I was even born with a automatic, semi-automatic weapon. Guess what's been banned in Australia since?
And see, I don't know why the U.S. won't do that for it. Like, or at least make it harder to get.
Because we have the Second Amendment.
But see, and if you want to get technical, Second Amendment only counts for a musket. Because that's what we had back then. Or those little small revolvers.
Where you're more likely to blow off your own hand than the person you're shooting at.
I mean, I think me and you talked about this, Cass. I have a gun, but for protection reasons, because I was raped. So, like, I have mine for protection. I have a friend
But
that
you're
has.
also not going to go be an idiot about it.
Yeah, I have a friend that has an AR-15, but he only uses it when he goes to the shooting range. And I don't think his is even an AR-15. I think his is just a rifle. Like, and it's not on like you have to keep pulling the trigger. It's not going to fire off 1,000,000 rounds in one.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that they're more concerned about drag queens and drag kings hurting the children, quote unquote, rather than the people who are actually hurting children.
Yeah.
And going after them.
I know me and you talked about this, Cass. Disney last year did a like a Pride deal to where they had drag queens sing Disney songs, and it resurfaced on YouTube recently. And people in the comments were calling Disney and all the drag queens groomers, and I'm like, honey, do you not know what a definition of a groomer is? Like, having someone dressed in a wig singing Little Mermaid isn't grooming. Like, it's exposing them to culture that we never got exposed to growing up as during our generation because it was still too taboo back then.
I mean, Ursula is literally based off a drag queen.
Right? And people
Yeah.
don't get that. Like,
It's not as if that wasn't present back when it was first released. A drag queen singing The Little Mermaid. Oh, look, the character from the show that's based off a drag queen sang back when it was first released. What's the difference?
like, yeah, Ursula was based off of Lady Divine. Like, Disney, yeah, Walt Disney was a bad man. He did some shady shit, but at least he was pro-gay back in the day. Like, but I don't know. This world's just come to a lot of craziness right now with everything, and they're not getting their priorities straight. And we just had, I can't remember what was that, but a U-Haul filled with, I'm going to say straight white men with guns was pulled over on their way to a Pride event.
I think it was Ohio.
Was it Ohio? See, I couldn't remember if it was Ohio or Idaho. I knew it was one of
It
them.
was one of them.
But I'm like,
Jeez.
and so our
Oh my
Pride
God.
event here got moved to a secure location. They're gonna have security there.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, people are complaining about it because it's out a ways and it's not like open. But they're doing it for our safety because nowadays, I mean, you never know what's gonna happen. Like, we
Yeah.
never thought Pulse was gonna happen, and look at that.
Mhm.
Like, our community is still not safe enough. We've still not come far enough to feel safe.
Mhm.
Definitely not.
Like, and I mean, I see, like, I follow a lot of drag queens on like social media, and you see them like trying to be out there and like get this cause, but then you have people like that Republican Mallory Green, whatever her name is, saying, "Oh no, like this is bad. Like, don't listen to them." And I'm like, honey, how about you go, fix the school shooting problem before you talk about something that you don't know?
And there's
Or
been a lot more
maybe-
shootings in general, too.
Yeah,
So it's crazy.
we had what, 4 more after that Udaville one,
Uvalde.
or 5?
Uvalde.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uvalde. We had 4 or 5
Uvalde.
right after that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or, they could also fix the system. They could fix CPS. They could fix the foster care system. Make it easier for people to adopt, in a sense. Not like easier so that way bad people can adopt them, but also make it to where teens and children can actually get adopted rather than just babies.
Yeah.
Not to
Mhm.
mention single parents are still able to be parents.
Exactly.
LGBT couples are still able to be parents.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
a lot of them discriminate that they don't want gay couples to adopt. But like, I see all these posts on Instagram about these like families, like 2 moms, 2 dads, and they're just as cute as can be. Like, there's nothing wrong as long as the child is getting 2 loving parents, or a loving parent. It doesn't have to be 2; it can be 1. Why
Just a
keep
parent
them
that's
in
going to sit there and love
foster
them
care?
and take care of them. Like, that's what should matter. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter what their sexual orientation is. Just the fact that they love and care for them and are going to be there for them.
I mean, and now with them trying to overturn Roe versus Wade, what's with them not gonna overturn where they said you can't deny gay marriage? Like, I think the generation before us needs to step aside and let progress reign because things have changed since the 1800s. Like, bring RBG back and let her get things set straight.
What I think mostly the problem is, especially with people in the older generations, is that they're afraid of change. And this is not like just strictly to the older generations. There are a lot of people in our generation who are afraid of change and are afraid of things
Yeah.
not being the same all the time. So they fight against it. which I mean, I understand that there was a point in my life where I didn't want anything to change, but like there comes a point where you have to accept that things are not always going to stay the same. And that isn't like any sort of left, right, whatever progressive view. It's just that's a fact. Things are going to change. That is life.
Yeah.
Change is a force of nature, just as
Awesome.
much as the sun and the moon, the wind and the shit. Like it's.
I'm going to
No.
be right back. I have to go take care of something real quick.
Okay. Do any of y'all have anything that y'all want to talk about? Any topics relating to queer culture that y'all have seen recently? Laura's spazzing out on us a little bit. Her camera is.
Yeah, sorry, the Wi-Fi is not the greatest out here.
It's
yeah,
that New Mexican Wi-Fi.
Yes. See, I've just heard a lot about the drag shows, that kind of thing, and I keep trying to argue like, hey, you know, it shouldn't be a problem that kids are exposed to this type of deal, because like you said, they're not all like sexual. It's culture. It's like there's so much worse things for a child to be, you know, exposed to than just, you know, pride. And it's like the
Hold on, you're cutting out a little, Laura.
it out like it's this whole huge thing, and it's like shootings, mass shootings. The draft shows you.
Yeah. You cut out a little,
Yeah.
Laura, and you kind of froze on us. There you go.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and
Okay.
I was there for was that your first drag show, the one that we went to?
Yeah. In October, like for your birthday, right?
Yeah, so I was there for your first. I was there for your sister's first. Caleb's. Like,
Yes.
yeah, there were a few songs at that one that weren't that good, but the one we went to out at Starlight Ranch, I mean, they did Mulan, they did Greatest Showman, they did other ones that were not as bad because they were kids at that event. If they know a song's kids are gonna be there, they're not gonna do songs like that are like sexy like they do if it's gonna be like an 18 and up bar.
Yeah, exactly. And there was one at the park in Canyon, and Ava had her. It was Ava, and she had her like nephew there or something. Just young kids. It was like all ages, and they were there at the drag show at the park, and it was just like a good time. There was nothing super, like inappropriate or anything like.
Yeah.
And the kids were having like a good time. So to see people just blowing it up like that, in my personal experience, I'm just saying that's not, how it is all the time.
One of my favorite drag queens is actually touring with a off-Broadway of Hairspray, playing Edna Turnblad.
Yes.
And so, and she's an out drag queen. I mean, she even has a book out for kids. I mean, her first album was all teaching like kids the drag alphabet and all this. I mean, we can learn a lot from drag queens because, I mean, a lot of these older ones lived through Stonewall and all that that were the pinnacle of queer culture. Like, and I'm going to sound a little bad here. I think white gays need to get their head out of their ass. Like, the reason we have pride is because of a black queer drag queen, and that was at Stonewall. Like, without that, I do not think we would have come as far as we had. But these white gays want to make it all about them. No offense, white gays out there, like, but it's true. Like,
for a community that's meant to be so inclusive, we're not exactly inclusive all the time.
I don't know if you'll know this, but there actually is a group out there. They're called the Lgb Alliance. And they are basically, it's only lesbians, bis, and gays.
Mm.
I think I've heard about that, and yeah.
Like, I
It's
ran
just
into one
strange.
on Facebook before, and I read him to filth. Like, I tore into him.
Good.
Like, but, like, you have to remember, like, there's more out there now. Like, yeah, maybe. Hi, Mia. We're talking about that. I don't know if you heard, there is a group out there that's been really active lately called the Lgb Alliance. They're basically,
Yes.
they only believe lesbians, bis, and gays.
Yeah.
And there are people who, like, still fund them, like, send them, like, stuff. And I'm like, I think Cass mentioned it earlier. For a community that's all about inclusion, there's a lot of seclusion in it. Like,
For sure.
and it's just like in our own community, if we want to be respected by the straights and by everyone else, we need to respect everyone else in our community.
It starts with us. Like, true, like,
Be the change you want to see.
yes, 100%. I can only speak from my experience, but when I first came out as bi, all I got was, oh, so you're into threesomes, or, oh, you're just confused. It's just a phase, and this, that, and the other. And it hurt. I couldn't accept it because of that, because then it was like, oh, like, I'm just going to be seen as a cheater, so I'm just going to pretend I'm straight for as long as possible.
I got in a fight with this one dude on Facebook, and finally I just blocked him because I don't know what we're talking about. And I mentioned pansexuality, and he's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "We don't believe in gender, we believe in personality." And he was like, "So basically, just a horny fucker who'll screw anyone." And I'm like,
No.
you know what? No, like,
Mm.
no. And people are
That's
like,
not.
"Oh, pan and bi are the same thing," and I'm like, no.
Oh yeah, no,
They're
they're
not.
not. Mhm.
Bi focuses on gender.
Mhm.
Yep.
Pansexuality, you focus more on the person's personality, their traits.
Who they are
Who they
rather
are.
than what they are.
Yeah. Like, I think that's why Mia, Laura, Molly, I think that's why we click for, is because we all kind of have that same, and even with you, Cass, you and me, we have that slightly twisted personality that we just click.
You're not
But
wrong.
like, just people like Mama Saray.
Oh, I love her. I miss her so much.
I love Mama Saray. I could never date that woman though.
Oh, yeah, no.
Love her to death. I could never date that woman though.
Love her. She's absolutely like one of the best people to work with and be around, but she would drive me up the walls.
I miss her too. She's supposed to be back on Thursday, so
Yay! Ugh, I wish I was back. I'm not even gonna lie.
or like people like Jada. Like, I love Jada to death, but our personalities just don't match.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring him into this just because he's still trying. Victor, love him to death. Love being with him, but it will never happen.
Mhm.
I could not see being with him ever, despite his many attempts.
Cass is just looking at us like, what have I gotten myself into?
No, I understand, because I'm like, if anything, I feel like I've gotten more picky since identifying as pansexual rather than less. I hung out with a dude that I was like, oh yeah, maybe it could go somewhere in my D&D group. And then within half an hour of spending one-on-one time with them, I'm just like, yeah, no. Sorry, dude. I know you really want this, and boy, has he continued to try. But yeah, no, I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I thought maybe, but nope.
Yeah.
I've immediately
Out
realized
of our group, Cass, like Spencer, love Spencer to death. I could not date Spencer though.
Oh yeah, no, that's a mood.
But
I know he'd want to, but
do you remember
no.
Andrew?
Yes.
I love Andrew. I would totally date Andrew. Like, in platform, we became like really close. We called ourselves brothers. I would totally date Andrew. He's another good person to ask about transitioning, because I know he transitioned. But like Paula, Lindy, I love them to death. I could not date those two girls.
Yeah. No comment.
Oh, really now?
I don't want to insult anyone, okay? I love you all. But I really have become a picky bitch since then. I have in several years I have managed to find like 2 people that I haven't completely wanted to bash my head against the wall after spending several hours alone with them.
We have some coworkers like that. Not going to say any names.
I love my friends, but even then I'm like, I couldn't spend more than like a couple days with you in a row without needing some space.
That's why half the time I have the chat like muted unless I'm actively talking to y'all.
But then there's others.
Sorry.
No, you first.
The fact that you said not going to name any names, I know exactly who you're talking about, and if I could go off, oof, I would go off.
Oh, I got stories for you. She made me mad so far this summer.
Oh, we need to talk about that later.
Are you still there, Laura?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just camera trouble. Yeah.
Cass or Mia, is there anything y'all want to talk about, like that y'all have seen going on queer culture wise, anything like that?
There is some good news. Our president actually stepped up for once recently, and I think he brought one of the states that is trying to pass an anti-gay bill to court and won.
I did see that, yes.
So at least he's trying. I have to give kudos there.
Go Biden, I guess.
Go Biden.
Yes,
I
this is
suppose.
Biden.
I am not 100% sure of him still. There are moments where I'm like, ooh, you were bad, but you're not.
I mean, look, at least it's not Trump.
Yeah.
Much better than what we had, but also I do have to say that was a good thing. I think it was trans rights that he was fighting for in court.
Yeah, I think I remember thinking about that one.
That
Laura's going a little crazy on us. I did see that.
I think that definitely is a good thing and a step in the right direction to hopefully get us back to a place where we're sort of okay and safe to be who we are and love who we want to love. But I don't know with this, society, how it is.
Mm-hmm. Alora, I know you fully haven't come out. Who have you come out to so far?
Okay. And I'm just gonna be audio only because with my camera it was just way too laggy. It's interesting because I basically have come out to my whole family, but they don't really accept it, is the thing. Like my sister and my brother know, and both my parents are kind of just saying the same thing, like, oh, it's a phase, you're not really bi, and I'm like, okay. So just been dealing with that. Of course Seth knows.
And I know your sister. A
couple of my other friends.
So.
Huh?
So I know Alina accepts it, so.
Yeah. So that's like the people whose like opinions really matter to me, they all know and accept for who I am, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, that's good. I know you hadn't told your parents really the last time we talked about it at school, so I didn't know if you had finally like told them a lot more.
Yeah. I try to tell them more, and yeah, hopefully they'll come to, realize. Yeah.
Not just a phase, Mom.
No.
I had that a lot. It's just the phase. I'm like, nope.
I am glad that the family that I did tell never told me that, because hearing that from other people, like outside of my family, already fucked me up. I can already imagine how it would be with my family. But then again, I only told family that I knew would be accepting. So, like, of course, my mom and my brothers know, and my Thea knows, and of course, my Thea's going to be accepting because she's literally married to a woman.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that when you told your Thea.
Oh no, like as soon as I came out, she was like, I fucking knew it. I was just waiting for you. And I'm just like, yeah, apparently that's the trend, is everyone knew it, but was just waiting on me for it to accept it. So I guess it was obvious, but
Just like we're all waiting for Seth to come out.
yeah.
Me with my partner.
So my family knows. I only came out to my mom, but that's my family kind of figured it out, and then she confirmed it. Or at least like my immediate family, like my grandma, my aunt, my mom. I haven't told my dad's side of the family yet because they're really homophobic, and a lot of other people are really homophobic. But like it's on my Facebook page. Like I have that I'm demisexual. I have that I'm pansexual. Like I don't hide it. Like my one of my best friends, who was my roommate in college, told me, he's like, I knew the minute I met you that you weren't fully straight, and I'm like, how? He's like, I just knew.
I mean, yeah.
That was Joseph, Laura.
You definitely
Joseph.
have the non-straight vibe. In the best of ways.
Yeah.
Like that, I don't mean that.
Oh,
like,
now I do.
it's
Like back then, I tried hiding it. Now I don't even try hiding it. Like you can ask me and Laura. I'll read a
Oh,
bitch
yeah.
to filth right there and then. Like
Oh yeah. I think there was only one time he's kept me from jumping across the counter, but for the most part, he's like, go for it.
I didn't want to, but I had to that time. But yeah. I remember that. I had to keep Winnie from jumping across the counter one time. And
It's
Winnie's
hard to
the-
believe with
yeah.
that, but like
Winnie's the sweetest person ever.
some of those people at that school are severely entitled.
Well, luckily the person that had to keep her from jumping got expelled the same semester because he refused to quarantine because he caught COVID.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You remember him, Laura?
Yeah, I remember hearing about him
That
from like
really
everybody at that school.
Gucci cowboy.
hmm
What an idiot.
Yeah, security.
What you
Security
get?
had to like straight up come for him.
Yeah, the police had to escort him out of his dorm and everything, and I'm like, I laughed when I heard about that, and I'm like, serves him right.
Oh man, I can already
Yeah.
imagine the write up for that. Ugh, that's
Like-
giving me a headache.
All he had to do was move like 4 or 5 things and quarantine for 2 weeks. But this dude believed like he walked
Yeah.
on water and everyone should bow down to him, and
Ugh. We have a couple girls like that in the dorm, and they drive me nuts. Ugh.
hmm
If he managed to piss off Winnie, oof.
well, and so the story behind that, the night before, I had stayed up late because I had a friend who was suicidal. So I was talking to them. And it was a Saturday that next day. So, I'm there. No, it was a Sunday. So, I'm there all day.
Yeah.
So my eyes were bloodshot as fuck. And he was like, are you on drugs or something? Like, your eyes are fucking, like, coming at me. Winnie went off on him. Before I even had a chance to say anything. Winnie went off on him.
We stand a queen. We
And
love
I'm
her.
like, damn, Winnie, you go, girl. Like, I was gonna tell him that he was the whole reason I had to bloodshot eyes because people like him treating people like shit. But like,
Again, we stand a queen.
we
We
do.
absolutely love her.
But I think
I
we've
don't
all
even
done that.
know
for
her,
each
and
other,
and
so.
I've got a bit of love for her.
Like, I
Way
think
to
we've
go.
all done that. Like, I remember there was that one person that pissed you off, and you had to hold me, Victor, and a whole bunch of
Oh,
people
yeah,
back from
no.
saying anything.
It was you, Victor, and I think you had come in because you had been called in to cover someone.
Yeah, I think it was one
But it was you, me. Yeah, it was you, me, and Jessica, actually. And Jessica was the one that was like ready to pop off because I don't know what it is, but I guess she sees me as like a daughter or something. I don't know. She
Yeah.
sees all of us as her kids. And she was like ready to go off on him. But of course, she's like professional.
Yeah.
So she took care of it. But it was also just like, oh, wow. Everyone was damn it, Coda, seriously? My dog opened the door. No, I have sharp items on the floor. Both of you get out now.
Wait, is this
No.
baby dog? Or big one?
No. Baby dog is behind me. She's cuddling with me. It's the two big ones. I gotta go shut my door.
Okay.
Never mind. My brother shut it for me.
Aw.
No, the doors don't shut right. They just don't click, so the dogs can like just headbutt and open the doors.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
So what else are some fun topics that y'all have heard about recently? They doesn't have to be queer culture anymore. We've already got our 17 cents on that.
I'm trying to think.
Actually,
In the video game world,
yeah.
Yes.
Silk Song from Team Cherry, the same people who released Hollow Knight, which, by the way, if you haven't played that game and you like games, especially like 2D platformers, it's freaking amazing. One of my favorites. But Silk Song is finally about to be released. We've been waiting forever for that to happen. So I'm excited because it has Hornet in it, and Hornet is like a badass. We love Hornet.
Now we just need Elder Scrolls 6.
Yep, that too. We need that
So
for sure.
I don't know if you've seen on Twitter, but have any of y'all heard of Skyrim Grandma?
No.
So
No.
it's this old lady.
No.
It's this old lady who's played almost every Elder Scrolls game, and she wrote a letter to Bethesda saying to release Elder Scrolls 6 before she dies. And I think she's like in her 70s or 80s, I think, maybe like late 90s. But she's like, y'all need to release this game before I die.
We love
And,
that.
That is great.
and like, I think she even streams it some on YouTube, like her playing. They call her Skyrim Grandma. I love that when I saw that. Also, Pokemon coming out November-ish of
Yes!
this year.
Have you seen the starters for that? Oh my god, they're
Yes.
so precious.
Yes.
I do like
They're
how
cute.
cute
They're so cute.
crocodile.
I do like how it's two different professors, whatever game you get.
Yes.
But the fan theory is that Scarlet takes place in the past and Violet takes place in the future. But that doesn't make sense with crossplay because it's the first game to where you can play with your friends.
Oh wow, that's actually really
Huh.
cool.
Have you not seen the new trailer?
No, I haven't.
What?
I haven't gotten to see it yet.
I'll have to find it and send it to you. But yeah, you can actually up to 4 friends can play together.
Oh my god.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Like
Ooh, hopefully it comes out when I get a paycheck because I'm getting it. That is like the one where I'm like, I'm getting it.
it may be the week after or the week before pay period. I don't remember.
Well, you also have to remember I have 2 jobs. Working
Well, I
on
mean,
a third right now.
the Aramark one. I think it's the week we get paid or the week after we get paid. I can't remember. Because you know how weird Aramark is.
Yeah.
And actually, maybe the week we get paid because I think that's the week before Thanksgiving or something.
Is it?
Because it's like the 18th of November is when it comes out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I'll be getting paid. No. Yeah, I'll be getting a paycheck from that. My job with Res
Yeah.
Living.
So also, I don't know if any of y'all watch Drag Race. I know Cassie said you don't. This time,
I just don't keep up with it. I am so far behind on all my to watch stuff.
they are doing the first all-winner season right now. All-Star 7.
Ooh.
It's the first all-winner season,
Okay.
and no one's going
Okay.
home.
Oh.
Ooh.
No one goes home. They're doing it a really interesting way. I won't spoil it for anyone, but the way they're doing it is really interesting. But I thought it interesting that it's the first all-win. So everyone that's been there has won either an all-star season or a regular season.
That's gonna be cool.
And it's most of it is like UK or US queens, but there is one UK queen that's in it. I don't know why they didn't bring any of the other winners from like Australia or anything like that, but
COVID
maybe next
probably,
season.
unfortunately.
Huh?
Might be
Are
a
they-
COVID.
True.
Are the
Yeah.
Australia borders still closed for COVID?
It's one of those, I know you can, but it's difficult. You have to do a lot of like applications for visas and things like that, and the reasonings for why. So I think it's one of those for the
Yeah.
producers of drag show, it would cost more for them to bring someone over than it would be worth,
Yeah. And
unfortunately.
maybe after they do a season 2 of it, they'll include them in future ones, but since there's only been one season of Australia Drag Race. Alora, do you have any interesting Have you read Boyfriends, Laura? Have you caught up with Boyfriends yet?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes I have. Oh gosh, it's so good. It's so good. I think it
Cat-
updated today actually.
It did. I just read it right before the call. Cass, we're talking about a
I
webtoon.
haven't read the one that updated today yet, but
Oh,
they're
It's
I
a
love them.
webtoon called
They're so
Boyfriends, and it's a polyamorous. There's like what,
Is-
4 of them in this relationship?
is it
yeah,
on
there's 4 of them.
webtoon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
Highly
I think
recommend.
It's called Boyfriends. This is season 2 right now.
oh crap. Where I don't know where never mind. I don't know where my comics are, but there's one. Give me 2 secs. I need to go find this thing. There's
Okay.
one that I if you like this stuff, I need to find it. It's got lesbian BDSM couple in it. It's great.
Mia's eyes kind of like popped up at that one.
Shush. Shush. It's
Pulling
called
this stuff out.
Sunstone.
Sunstone.
Yes.
Also, if y'all don't know, Discovery just released a whole line of queer TV shows. They have The Book of Queer, which I haven't seen yet. They have The Trixie Motel, which I've loved what I've seen so far. It's a drag queen and her husband bought a hotel in Las Vegas and are making it over.
Ooh.
It's amazing, especially because I love Trixie Mattel. She's Barbie on bath salts is how I can describe her. She is big blonde hair, makeup to the skies, and probably just as trashy as I am. So,
You're not trash. You're recycling.
recycling, yes.
I love that. That is gorgeous.
I'm surprised that we haven't cussed a lot yet, Cass, because me and you were cussing like nothing when we were trying to.
I'm trying so hard.
Oh,
No, I know, but I can't help it but feel like I should try and keep my potty mouth a little toned down.
Well, and I think that's funny. Mia, Laura, you'd find this funny. So you know how we had our meetings before shift. One of
Yes.
our work things today was watch what you say in front of like the students and all that. And I was like, yeah, me and Mia are guilty of that because we cuss like nothing else when we're talking.
Yeah. Well, I think it also has to do with a certain coworker and I getting into it before I left for summer
Yeah.
that one day. I think I told you about that.
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
Ugh, she like just.
Yeah.
I am not a hateful person. I really am not. I think I'm a pretty good person to get along with, but her, oof. I think about her and I'm just like, I just.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people like that. I know me and Cass used to know someone like that in one of our Harry Potter groups that we just wanted to slap upside the head with a 2x4.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nicer with how I say things, and I'm trying not to be as violent. But she makes it so hard.
Mhm.
I'm lucky that I haven't seen her yet. She doesn't come back until next week.
Ugh.
But I'm just
Yeah.
glad Saray's coming back so I can.
Is she doing better?
From what I've heard, I know she had a funeral. That's why she's taking so long to get back. But I think she finally got her son and daughter-in-law moved all down there. She's actually saying she's not moving after all. At least not right now. So she'll be there with us. But that first week of work, we started on Tuesday, and I didn't have a day off until that next Saturday. Because I had to work Friday because Trey wasn't there. We had a call out Saturday night, so I had to go in. And then, of course, I work Sundays, and so I didn't get off until that next Sunday. Or that next Saturday. But
Yeah, no thank you.
I mean, some days it wasn't too bad because all we had was students. It was like 30 for that first week. Now we have camps. We have like a camp of 420 this week, plus a group of 60, plus a group of 30. So it's keeping us pretty busy.
I am partially glad that I decided to come home and do my internship at home because I'd rather not.
How's that going, by the way?
It's going pretty good. I actually got to I'm more or less shadowing rather than interning right now.
Yeah.
I got my scrubs, so that's fun.
Yay.
I'm so excited about that.
And it's pre-vet, correct?
Yes. So we actually got to see an emergency C-section on a cat.
Aw.
Because
Wow.
she had been run over.
Aw.
So they were trying to not only save her, but to save the kittens. And she was only like maybe a week away from giving birth anyways. So it was
Oh,
safe to do it,
jeez.
but it was actually really cool. Sad. We did save them. They're good. They're in a foster home right now. And
Are you
then-
glad that WT now is going to be a full vet school?
Yeah. So I am excited about that. My only thing is that I'm not going to stay at WT full time for vet, because they're offering small and big, and I'm not doing small and big. I'm doing small and exotic.
That's right. I forgot you're adding exotic to yours. That's right.
Yeah. No, I love horses. I love cows. I love sheep. I love sheep. I don't like goats. I think goats are more, but I can't work with them. I'll keep them. I'll keep them all day as pets, but I would not work with them.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Goats can be evil. So can
hate them.
sheep. So can sheep.
No, what? I love sheep. I mean, I am in San
So-
Angelo, though.
I showed sheep for 4-H though, so
That's fair.
I had to raise them, dock their tails, everything. So I know all the gritty stuff that goes into them.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, speaking of docking, I just want to know everyone's opinion on this because I know my own opinion, but like, this is kind of scattered depending on who you ask. How do y'all feel about ear cropping and tail docking on pets?
So I know on sheep it's for health reasons.
Yes.
So they don't get all the tag. The tag, I
Well,
think,
so-
is what they call.
Yeah, so like when they use the ration medicine get stuck.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the term to say it without saying crap stuck in there further.
For dogs and all that, no.
Yeah,
Like if it's a medical reason, like I know some dogs sometimes like are born with crooked tails or whatever, then yes. But just for the aesthetic look, then no.
Okay.
that's pretty much my exact same opinion. Only if it's for a medical reason.
Thank God. I feel pretty weird about it sometimes because obviously, if you've seen pictures of my family's dogs, both of their ears are cropped. But I fought pretty hard for the youngest. His name is Coda, to not get his ears cropped. I fought really hard, and they still did it anyways. But I think it's kind of cruel in my opinion. And they look so much cuter with it, like just the fluffy ears.
Floppy, yeah.
Yeah.
So I know you have a lot of exotic
say I agree
animals there,
with that.
Cass. Oh, go ahead, Laura.
I was just gonna say I think I agree with that. Yeah. So what do you say?
What's the most exotic animal that you've seen really out there, Cass, being in Australia?
A lot, honestly. Kangaroos, wombats, snakes, numbats, and possums. Like these are all things that I have held, patted, etc.
So in the city, what's the craziest thing y'all
Yeah.
get in the city?
In the city, not much. It depends, like, because we're pretty spread out. Perth is actually being told that, hey, you have to stop expanding out. You have to start expanding up because you're like too big a city. So in like the center, you don't get much, but as soon as you get out to like some of the further suburbs, you'll see kangaroos like everywhere, things like that. Snakes, lizards, all that kind of stuff.
Have you ever
That's
fought a
fun.
kangaroo?
No, thankfully, I'm not stupid enough to try and fight one. It's a bad idea. They are ripped. They are beasts, and not to mention they have claws that will disembowel you in one swipe. I'm good.
Wow.
I want to live. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, especially the like red kangaroos. Like, people are like, "Oh yeah, the joke about the boxing buff thing," but no, like, they are pure muscle. Like, you can get concussed by being whacked by their tail.
Oh wow.
And they do, like, their claws are as long as like fingernails and things like that, and they're like really freaking powerful. You got to think they spend all their time hopping around and things like that. Like, they can cause a lot of damage.
And Mia, Laura, I don't know if you know this, but Cass broke my heart the other day saying Tasmanian devils don't look like Chaz from Looney Tunes.
They don't, sadly.
Yeah.
That broke my
No.
heart. But
They
they are
crawl around
adorable, though.
circles.
They are
Yeah.
adorable, though.
And until you see the ones with face.
Yeah, they're pretty cute.
And you're on Tasmania, actually, right?
Well, I'm born there.
That's right. You were born in Tasmania. That's right.
Yeah, I moved 15, 20 years ago, kind of thing, over to Western Australia. But yeah, no, born on the side of a mountain by Launceston, which is northeast. Seen snow, which is a rarity for anyone in Australia, to be fair.
So do y'all winters not get snow?
We get hail more than snow. The only place that really gets snow is like the Blue Mountains over in New South Wales and stuff like that. They have, artificial slopes and all that in Melbourne. But typically, yeah, it's hail, if anything. 5-10 years ago, we actually had such bad hail. They were the size of golf balls and were breaking people's like windows and like causing mad damage to cars and everything. But because it was such a freak thing, most people's insurance didn't cover it.
Is that the biggest y'all had is golf ball?
Like, that's the golf tennis ball kind of like size thing.
Well, lucky y'all aren't here. We have here in the Panhandle softball size hell. I mean, it's about that big around. And I have people who didn't believe me. And I showed them pictures of it, and they're just like, no. But these people, of course, Houston and all that, who don't see a lot of snow and ice. But here in the Panhandle, we get hell like crazy. So, I mean, we get hell about that big around.
We, in San Angelo, I guess we're like, what, Midwest, Texas?
Yeah.
Sort of right there. We typically get the tennis balls, the ones that are like that big. But every once in a while, it'll get so bad that we get the softballs. San Angelo is weird. We just ice over in the winter. We don't
get that. We don't get like ice over. That's the thing. We'll get the hail, but we won't get like iced over or snow or anything like that. Hail's about like the worst we'll get, and even that's a bit of a rarity. But the temperatures still dip down quite a bit, and lots and lots of rain, thunder.
Like I said, send the rain our way because we need it right now.
Oh yeah.
Actually, right now it is not raining. Coincidentally, it's bright, sunny.
I went to a family
reunion
this weekend. Oh, it is sunny.
Honestly, this is the first day in about a week and a half where it hasn't been pissing down with rain.
Oh wow.
So
yeah, I went on a road trip to Fort Worth this weekend to see family, and a lot of the towns I passed for are like burn ban, like. Because we're still in a burn ban here in a lot of parts of Texas because we haven't had any rain. We have lakes that are down so low that, like, you can't even get to the water anymore without stepping on, like, what used to be underwater.
Well, that's the thing. Over east at the moment, and in the past, month or so, there's been flooding and things like that. But yet we'll come to summer and we will still spend the entire summer with our farmers dealing with drought of a severe thing. That's our problem is being a mostly desert climate. Even when we get the rain, like it
soaks it all up because it is not used to it.
It'll flood, it'll overwhelm everything, and then come summer we're back to dry ground. Lakes and all that going down, dams below capacity, all this kind of stuff.
I know in Africa one time it got so bad, I read an article that they had to truck in water for the watering holes so the animals could have water.
Yeah, I've seen there's this thing that pops up in my memory every couple of years, and it's this guy that went around to the watering holes, and all the animals like respected him. So like even the lions and the elephants and all that, like they wouldn't fight and things. They'd just all patiently wait while he like filled up the thing.
I've seen that. I saw one where like lions were escorting him to the deal to keep other animals away from him and all that. Like,
It's funny. Sorry, animal
Go ahead.
activist for a second. It's funny to me how people will sit there and be like, "Oh, animals are just stupid and they don't have hearts and everything," and then like they do stuff like that, and it's like, no, honey. They are probably more empathetic to things than we are as a society, and they are so magnificent and so smart and just so out there. They may not be able to talk like we do, but they've got systems in place that work for them.
Yeah,
and
they
it's
have
so
their own
wild
ways
to
of
me.
communicating.
Oh yeah.
I watched this one.
Focused on their super ego, like humans are.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this one animal video, and there was this fruit that you can't get the seeds out of it really because there's all these prickly things inside of it. But these monkeys were getting sticks and just breaking off the prickly pieces with the sticks so they can get the seeds out.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, and now there's elephants who are so adapting that they're born and they never grow tuskin. Like, animals adapt more easily than humans, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Animals are like there's not even words to describe how they are. Like you learn about them and you learn like all other things and how they interact with each other, especially like some of these like apes and monkeys and primates and just that group.
Yeah.
You study them and you're like, wow, you wouldn't expect that, but they're out there. They're so smart.
They are. A lot of animals are that you just don't really realize it.
You don't realize it at all. They're primitive. So
I can like see how passionate you are about like your job and your work and stuff, and I'm just loving it. I'm just like, oh my gosh, you are definitely in the right field.
oh yeah, for sure. Fucking Coda again?
But yes,
Says that.
admit, Coda is cute though.
Oh.
Well, thank you for being up so early with us. Yeah.
Not a problem.
Because I know
Coffee
it.
has kept me somewhat communicative.
What time is it over there?
It is currently 11:20 a.m., but it was
Oh, really?
quite early when I got up.
Yeah, I actually have your world clock saved on my phone. What was that, Mia?
Would y'all like to meet the doggos?
I would love to see doggos again.
Yes.
So, all three of them are in the same spot right now, pretty much. But you have the littlest one. She's the oldest. This is Sophie.
Mm.
This is my baby. She's coming with me next year. Then there's Chloe. Hi, Mama. Some kiss. Yes, all the kisses. Very loving, but she's jealous. Let me come over here because he's being an asshole again. And this is Coda. Hi, buddy.
Aw.
Say hey, bud.
And they're Coda, and it's a pit, right?
Yes, Coda is a pit bull. Chloe is an American bully, and then Sophie is a Chihuahua.
Yeah. But you got Sophie.
Why are you giving me your paw?
You got Sophie approved for next semester?
Yes, I did.
Yay!
Yay! So excited.
I remember you weren't, when I helped you pack, you weren't for sure yet. You hadn't heard back yet, so.
Coda, get out of my face. What? Get your hand off of my boob. No. 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 This is every day.
They're just glad to have you home for a little bit.
I know. I love them, but I need my personal space sometimes. They're probably going to join us for a little bit.
Oh, it's fine.
Out of my face. Really?
This has to stay in the video.
Oh, it is.
yeah.
I'm not gonna edit
yeah.
any of this, so I'm just gonna post it straight.
Good.
Probably in the morning.
Good. Everyone needs to see this hilarity.
There's something else. If I could. What? Stop that. If I could talk about them and just all of the antics they get into every single day, ugh, I could go on for hours. These are probably the most human dogs I have ever owned in my entire life. No.
Do you have any pets, Cass?
No, unfortunately, both due to like money and the fact that I'm in an apartment complex and stuff like that, moving hasn't really been able to. This is where I've been like for the longest amount of time ever, really. But one of the neighbors has a cat that is kind of essentially the complex's cat. She just kind of wanders around outside during the day. She tries to get in at any time she can, and then gets angry when you don't let her inside.
Aww.
But once she's inside, she won't leave. She will not leave.
I just realized how messy my apartment looks in this video.
I deliberately chose to like have a spot where it's mostly wall.
It's alright. Y'all can see my giant Dalek painting in the back, and
I mean, Daleks are good.
Oh, y'all just want cuddles.
all my
Did I
pop
stick that in the
figures
script?
and my three gay fans in the back.
No, that's this one. That's Coda. Like, he'll get so mad at you if you don't let him in. And he'll just pace back and forth until he has someone to be with. He's very anxious. He's womanizer, actually. No, it's like, I'm not even playing. I'm not. I wish I was. Like, he doesn't do it with me because he lives with me. But, like, if we have someone over, stop. If we have someone over and they're a woman, or if they were born, like, female, he will be all over them. No one else exists in the world, only them. And he's right there.
Aww.
Isn't that right, Mr. Sir?
That kind of reminds me of the song Womanizer.
He's a
You're
man.
a womanizer, oh, you're a womanizer, baby.
Oh, right there.
So speaking of songs, did y'all hear about the big blow up with Lizzo's new song?
No.
So apparently she uses the word spaz in her song, which apparently is a derogatory term in the UK for like someone that has Tourette's because of spastic.
Oh.
So like everyone in the UK was like blowing up saying like, oh, how is someone who's all about inclusion doing this? But I'm like, here in the US, spaz has a different meaning. Like,
yeah, she couldn't have known.
Just like over there, a fag is a cigarette, but over here, it's a derogatory term.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
See, over here, ours is very much, it depends how it's used. So, like, you can be like, oh, I'm such a spaz if you've spaced out and kind of, you know, been an idiot, forgotten something, done something silly, stupid. But if you know, you can like, oh, you can, if there's malicious intent kind of thing. So it's very much dependent on how it's used over here. So I can see both sides.
But I know she said that she is going to try and release a new song that changes that word. But I mean, I stan Lizzo. I found her because of Drag Race. I love a lot of the songs I listen to. Like, Good as Hell is a great song.
Oh yeah.
Like,
especially like if you're down in the dumps, you can't listen to that song and not get like
at least a little bit like amped up.
Yeah, like I wish I had hair that could actually like flip back during that song. Like, I wish I had enough hair too. I can check my nails just fine, but I can't toss my head back like that.
My nails are actually done for once, coincidentally.
Those are cute. Did you paint them, or did you get that stuff that LJ sells?
Oh no, I painted them. I'm a cheapskate. I have a like container full of nail polish that I've had for longer than I probably should. I'm not good at keeping my stuff up to date. Same with my makeup. It's probably time to replace all of it. But that's money.
Yeah.
And no.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
hey,
no,
makeup never expires. It's okay. And all you gotta do is shake that nail polish up and it's okay.
Yeah, that's totally how it works. No, this one is Hollywood, and then this one is Berry Fuchsia.
Ooh. I have this like galaxy one that I want to use, but I can't paint my nose very well. Like I can get one hand, the other hand doesn't.
I mean, yeah. So, look, you see that one?
I will.
That one's a lot neater.
Okay. I just want to buy fake nails, paint the fake nails, and just put those on. So it's good and
I'm waiting for my nails to grow back and be healthy again, because you know how I had the black ones for the banquet that I went to?
Yes.
Yeah, when those came off, like they ruined my nails. So I'm like still waiting on
nails.
I only do them for special occasion.
That's fair, but I'd rather just like paint it. No one looks close enough to tell that it's like kind of
Yeah. I know I did my nails for Halloween 2 years ago. I did alternating black and white ones just for the fun of it.
I paint my partner's nails a lot.
Do you?
Yeah, honestly, I think that they've had their nails done more than I've had mine done.
And they go by they, them, correct?
Honestly, like she, her, they, them.
Okay.
But because it's a recent transition, it's not. They're not gonna flip if it's a he, him accidental or things.
Well, I remember you told me one time, and I couldn't remember when they were walking past the video when we were talking last time. I couldn't remember what they were, so I was like, I don't want to say anything. So
yeah, no, she, her, they, them.
See, that's mine's he, him, they, them, depending on my mood I'm in.
To be fair, sometimes I've ended up being like, hey, no, don't misgender yourself, because they've still forgotten and like been like called themselves a he and things, and I'm like, hey, no, you are a woman.
That's why I just go by bitch, so it's easy to remember.
It's easy to remember being a bitch. I mean, being a bitch is universal.
That's why I just call everyone a hun. You can ask Laura and me. I call everyone hun. Like the
yes, you do.
Everything. I just call everyone hun, so I don't misgender anyone.
My residents.
I love it though. Yeah, I love it when you call people hun.
I feel so bad because my residents have figured out my mood based on what I call them. So if I'm happy, if I'm just chilling, it's either lovely, gorgeous, or beautiful, and that's with everyone. Or sometimes I'll be like, oh hey love, hey babes, like that's everyone's name. But when I'm mad, it's oh sweetie, oh hun. So
I just tell by your face. I tell by your face. I look at your face and I'm like, I am not gonna say anything right now.
For someone that's Australian, I say y'all and hun way too much. I feel like I should go
do y'all use y'all a lot down there?
No, not at all. I have stolen it from you Americans. And
it's Texas.
I say y'all all the time. And in New Mexico, nobody else says y'all.
It's a Texas thing.
Exactly.
So you can blame LJ for that.
And my friend Sherry, she's in North Carolina, but lordy, is she Southern.
So my favorite, I met some people. I was on a mission trip, and I met some people from Massachusetts, and they say "you guys." So for the whole week that we were there, we dared them to say y'all, and we had to say "you guys." No one could do it.
I say y'all more than I say like anything else now, and it's really bad.
Hey Mia, I think you're muted. Oh, she is. She's talking to someone.
No, my brother came into the room. Yeah, she's okay being here, but take your asshole with you. I don't want him in here right now.
I love
fuck.
it because it looks like you're just talking to yourself earlier.
Oh no, I think I left it in the kitchen. Okay, thank you. No, my brother came in here asking for the I have the crystal light
Oh,
packets.
yeah.
Okay, go Chloe. Do you want to stay? You can stay, Mama. Want to stay? Come here. Come join me. Just sit. She's staying. Oh no! Stop that.
So Alora can tell you this true. I have like Halloween stuff all over my apartment right now because I got it for my birthday.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, my last name of my drag is Adams, off the Adams family. So of course I'm gonna have ghosts and bats everywhere. Like,
I love
you can't
that.
be an Adams. Like, you can see my giant bat like in the background right here. This is my favorite. This is the
I wanna
favorite thing
show
that
you-
my mom got me for Christmas, my birthday.
The
She got
cat.
me it's
I
a
love
little
that cat.
black cat.
I want to
I love it.
black kitty. Black
I
kitties
don't-
are like so affectionate. I don't care what anyone says.
I love black cats.
I've got
Yes, yes. I don't like that they put the ears on there. Their ear technically doesn't have bone.
Yeah, that is cute. I need one of those.
and then I've got these little ones, and I've made their heart tails a heart.
Are those cats?
So cute.
Yes.
We had some of those at the haunted house
Oh,
I worked
wow.
at, and we
And
named
there's
it
a
Fluffy.
little octopus. You got a
Cute.
spider,
Ugh. You know I don't like spiders, girl.
Oh,
We had
wow.
this talk already.
a dog, a mammoth skull, and then
Oh wow.
rats and a teddy bear.
Those are cute.
Hmm, I
And
like those.
gargoyle.
Is that a
And
gargoyle?
Gargoyle, yeah.
well, gargoyles.
Oh, I didn't see the other one there. And a whole bunch of alcohol.
Empty, but yes. And then
You didn't share with me, girl.
I can buy more. It's fine. But no,
Coda.
I got the little chameleon, and I'm so proud of how I managed to make him stick on the wall.
That is pretty cute.
Go get
And
your
then
boyfriend.
I like
Get
other
your
nerdy
boyfriend.
stuff because everything is nerd.
Yes. You know, it's
I posted
mine is either
one.
filled with Halloween stuff or paintings I've done or paintings friends have done.
Yeah, nerdy, gothic, spooky stuff is my
So,
vibe.
Are
That's
y'all
something there since we moved in.
are y'all fans of mythology at all? Like Greek mythology and all that?
Yes.
Hold on. Ah!
Really? And then you're gonna sit on me. You're a jerk.
So this is one of my favorite things that I've painted. I got one of those wax apples and I painted it gold for the golden apples from the tree.
Just for a
Love that.
sample.
And I need to get a stencil for Greek writing because I don't know if y'all know like the story behind the whole Helen of Troy deal, but basically like they didn't invite one of the goddesses to a wedding, pissed her off, so she threw a golden apple with the words "to the fairest of them all" written.
Coda.
They gave it to Aphrodite, and that started the Trojan War, or started Troy because of they brought Helen. She stole Helen of Troy over and brought her over. So that's what started the Trojan War, was a golden apple. So that's my favorite thing. I love it.
That's really cool.
It is pretty cool.
Coda.
My first name, because it's spelt with a K, it's actually after the Greek oracle from mythology.
Oh, I always wondered that too.
Ow, ow, ow.
The one
And I
that
refuse to say anything about what it actually is, but my middle name is actually a Greek goddess. But yes, the one
Nice.
that got her head chopped off in a temple because no one believed her, and Apollo had cursed her to be that way because said she was going to sleep with him and then backed
Did it?
out on
Yeah.
it.
I remember that goddess Cassandra, the Oracle Cassandra.
Yes.
No one believed.
But she was always right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you use the rest
Coincidentally,
of it?
not a single
Okay,
bit
cool.
of Greek in me, as far as I am aware.
I think when I did my ancestry test, I had like 0.5%.
Oh, there's probably something in there, but like it's not,
Okay.
like any close relations.
Okay,
Yeah,
Christmas.
same with mine. Okay. And Alora and Mia can test for this. I am the whitest color of white you can ever see, probably.
Yeah.
So tell me how, when I did my ancestry test,
Oh God.
I have 3.3% Spanish and Portuguese. I can't even speak
Okay.
Spanish to save my life.
To be fair, Latinx people, we come in all colors. You look at my dad, and he looks like he should be African American, but he's Mexican. You look at my mom, who is actually from Mexico, and she's white.
Right.
Yeah. So then you have me, who's kind of in between.
There's a lot
I
of
mean,
variation.
I'm half Hispanic, but I look just all white. Like curly
Proven.
hair, blue eyes.
Point proven. We come in
Yeah.
all colors.
Mhm. Yeah.
So you could have.
But
in
I
your
love
movie.
it. It's mainly British, Irish, French, and German. And that was mainly 0.5% Greek and Balkan. But none of the Native American that should show up in me showed up. Same with my mom. So we thought that was weird.
It's interesting though.
But I think it's because they said, like,
Headaches.
they don't want to, like, for anyone, unless you're full-blooded, they won't show any Native American in you for some reason. Because
From what I know,
Mm.
from
Go
what
ahead,
I'm aware,
Cass.
obviously I'm not over there, but I know people who are and things. From my own research, it's very much a thing of a lot of the tribes won't. If you're only partial, you can't claim
Yeah.
membership. So it's one of those, and because you have to be proven through a specific heritage, like a what's the word? It was like a particular like survey of
Yeah.
population from this certain time thing, and if you're not traceable through there, you aren't recognized. Even if you have living relations that
Well,
are you have to be able to trace back through there. So I think it would be one of those. They can't state without like they literally have to hire a specific Native American like worker segment to be able to
yeah.
like legally say that you are, I feel.
Well, I know because it was my great-great-grandfather and my great-great-grandmother on different sides of the family. We're both full-blooded Native American.
Yeah.
But we're wondering if it's because they didn't take the bribe money, that they just weren't registered or something, or...
Yeah, to be fair, you would have to look at like that specific register and go. It's unfortunate where like you rather than going through like ancestry sites or things like that, you would have to specifically go through the
Which we have who it was not.
official-
Like, I have a cousin who has all that information. Like, I think we're even somehow related to Martha Washington or something like that, and I'm like, cool. That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, the only famous cousin I really care about is Gene Autry, but that's because he wrote two of the greatest Christmas songs ever. So, which is funny that a country singer wrote Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Honestly, that doesn't surprise me.
Like, but
Yeah, I think it fits somehow.
he's also the only person to have a star in every category on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Ooh.
in all 5 categories.
That's wild.
I did not know there was different categories.
So it's music, television, movies, and I can't remember the other 2.
Music, television, movies. Isn't it theater?
I think so, yeah.
And what is it?
I'm looking it up. So it's motion pictures, television, radio, recordings, live theater, and sports entertainment.
Gotcha.
Well, there's 6 categories, so sports entertainment isn't really a lot on there. But in the 5 main ones, he has one in, which is theater, recording, radio, television, and motion pictures.
How does he have one for theater?
I don't know what theater he did. I don't know much. I know, of course, recorded television, he had a TV show. I don't know what movies he was in and all that. I don't know much about him. My granddad knows more about him than I do, but
Wait, how?
So let's talk a little bit about movie gossip, because I think me and you talked. No, I maybe didn't talk to any about y'all. The whole Johnny Depp stuff.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Justice for Johnny. I'm so glad that he won the case. Pretty much won the case.
Mhm.
I'll be
I
right
think
back.
I think what baffles me about this whole thing is that Amber 100% is like, I just want this to be over. I just don't like that the man who abused me did all this stuff to me. I just want him to leave me alone. But he's gone off and done his own thing after all of that. And she's still bashing him on live, like on these interviews.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, she's attention-seeking piece of crap, in my personal opinion.
I know we did
Yeah.
talk about how she's banned from Australia.
Yeah, no, that's great. She lied and like brought her dogs in like because of diseases and things like that, not declaring them. Essentially, like that's the thing, is a lot of things can be brought in as long as they're declared, but she tried to sneak the dogs in and shit like that, and she got in lots of trouble. And then she was like, "Oh no, I like didn't do anything wrong," and I was like, "This is clearly stated law."
My favorite of her recent interviews is she was told that, oh yeah, everyone accused you of acting, especially Johnny's lawyers, and she was like, this coming from the man that convinced everyone he had scissors for hands. And I just like had a face palm.
Yeah.
Like that was one
Yeah.
movie. Like
It wasn't like he went on with that and really tried to convince people he had scissors for hands. It was a movie.
there was
It was a
another
role.
post saying, so you mean to tell me Johnny Depp doesn't own a chocolate factory, doesn't have scissors for hands, and like listing like girls from all his movies, like doesn't do this, doesn't do that? I'm heartbroken. I laughed at that. Like
I have so many stepped on a bean memes saved in my phone. Because that was my
dog
favorite.
stepped on a
My dog
bee.
stepped on a
my dog stepped on a bee. But you can tell like she'd go from crying to like
straight
stone
face.
cold, straight face, like don't care. I'm like, no, honey, if you're gonna cry, it's gonna take you a while to go back to that.
Yeah, no, it
Like
really is.
tearless crying. The only time you have tearless crying is if you like get a sudden shock to your system that hurts. Like
That, and if
I've
you
done that
cried so
before.
much that you no longer have
Yeah.
tears in your ducts.
But I mean, she started off with tearless crying. I've only done that once, and it's when I fell on ice and fell and hit my butt and my back. And I started not having tears until I was able to catch my breath, and then the tears came. Like
She's, I mean, doing a poor job of it, in my personal opinion, once again. But it's all just been an act, as far as I see. Like she's just trying to get whatever she can out of this. I don't think that she's.
see, I didn't know
Nearly
who
as
she was
invested.
until all this. I had no
I
idea
don't
who
think
she was.
she's invested in
What
what
I find
actually happened or the rights that she's trying to speak up for,
Hmm.
what I
as she
find
tries to make out for. Sorry.
What I find you're fine. What I find absolutely hilarious is that I didn't know who she was until she married Johnny. And apparently she was an actress in a movie that I absolutely love. And I didn't even know because she was a background actress and she was in it for maybe like 10 seconds. And then she died.
She's in Zombieland, apparently.
Yes. That's the movie I'm talking about.
Like I knew there was someone that played the redhead in Aquaman, but no one was looking at her because we were all looking at Jason Momoa. Like,
Oh, yeah.
even the straight men
True,
were
true.
looking at Jason Momoa. Like, come on now. No one even knew. Who cares who she is? I
Not
do
at all.
love how she's blaming this whole trial on her time getting cut. But it's because even the directors and producers have come out and said it's because her and Jason had no chemistry.
They don't. I mean, if you watch the first movie, the whole relationship that Aquaman and
Mara.
I can never say her name right. Mara are supposed to have, like, if you've read the comics, you've seen their relationship. It's not there in the movies with her.
It's
Yeah.
blander than bland.
It is bland.
My
Like, it would have been
favorite,
so much better if it wasn't there.
my favorite
British
meme on
food
that.
has more spice than those two did.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite meme is just a picture of Johnny Depp in Mira's outfit standing next to Jason Momoa as Aquaman.
Yes.
I love that.
Okay, no,
Oh
my
my-
favorite one is one of those two button, like, which do I choose? And it's one of them's Amelia Clark as Mara, and one of them's Johnny Depp as Mara, and it's like, wait, which one do I choose? Which
You
one
know
do
what'd be
I choose?
hilarious? I don't know if you knew who this is. I know me and Alora will. Mr. Bean as Mira.
Yes! Oh my god!
Yes.
Anyone
Of
but
course
her would
I
be
know
great.
who Mr. Bean is.
Okay, I don't know like what movies really are popular there in Australia. Like,
Well, it was also like a massive TV show.
okay, yeah. So speaking
And-
of stuff like that and like
American
cross-border
Cinema is
stuff,
great.
the new Buzz Lightyear movie has already been banned in 2 countries
Because of
Yeah.
because there was a gay couple and there was a gay kiss.
Yeah.
Of course.
I
But
haven't even seen the movie yet, so I can't say my personal opinion about it, but I do know that if people hating on it because of that one scene, like, that's
Well,
ridiculous.
and the countries that it's banned in it's illegal to be gay. So my favorite though is in Turning Red. There's obviously a like 2 bi people in there. I haven't seen it, but I've seen the memes of it and all that. And I'm just like, but it's so subtle. But I'm like, come on now, Peter Pan is gay as fuck. I don't care if he had a crush on Wendy. Peter Pan is gay as fuck. He plays with fairies. Come on now.
And he has a bunch of lost boys.
Like,
Who will see them as as their daddy.
okay, so, Lord Mia, do y'all remember Miss Betty?
Yes!
So
I love Miss Betty.
Me and Miss Betty and Angie, she works in the morning.
Mhm.
We were talking about like, oh, what type of people we like, and they're like, oh, Miss Betty's like, I like white chocolate, and then Angie's like, oh, I like dark chocolate and all that. I was like, I like all chocolate, white, dark, caramel, I don't care. So anytime the 3 of us see each other, it's like, so how about that white chocolate? Or I made a joke about bratwurst, and so they'll be like, so how about that bratwurst? And I'm like, but then Angie herself was like, technically I like fortune cookies too, because my husband's half Laos. So I always make a joke that I'm gonna get her chocolate covered fortune cookie.
Oh my god, I love that. No, I absolutely adore Miss Betty.
I do too. I love her.
What sucks is that we had me, Miss Betty, and oh, what's her name? I know her name. Like, we sit and talk and play games all the time with each other. Maybe I shouldn't say her name, but like,
Yeah.
we finally confirmed that the dude that comes in and like is all smiley with me definitely liked me. Guess what I found out?
What?
He's not coming back to WT next year.
Oh no.
And I was heartbroken. Like, I am talking like heartbroken because I was like, dang it, like, you were actually cool.
Yeah, I know a few others that aren't. There's I know 2 of the people in Spectrum aren't coming back. I don't remember their names. They always come in together. They're taking a semester off.
Yeah.
But I know a few that are coming back. I talked to them some, and a few of them are there for summer school. Like, oh yeah, I still have a couple of years left and all that. Like, I still talk. Danny's still taking summer school, or he's summer RA. I can't remember.
Danny?
Yeah, remember Danny? He's band, short hair.
Oh,
Gay.
Danny! Yes!
But he's not. Actually, no, he's not coming back next semester. He's having to take a year off because he had a family member die, and he inherited a whole bunch of land and a house. So he's gonna take the next year off to go and fix up the house so he can sell it. But he told me his mom is salty as fuck because she got shit in the will.
It do be like that. It do end up being like that.
And I'm like, because I asked him, like, wait, did mom get anything? And he was like, no. And I'm like, yes, because his mom is not a nice person.
That's how it ends up being. How it ends up being.
But I can't say anything on that because that's his story. But I love Danny Dead. He's one of my good friends now. Ever since my Andy left me, I have no one to relate to.
I mean, hey, you still got us.
I still got y'all, yeah.
And
but there's still some stuff that's TMI for y'all, so like.
That is true.
Because I can still remember Laura getting scarred for life because of Andy.
Yeah.
She'll learn never to ask us on someone's phone. You want to tell the story, Laura?
Okay, wait, which one?
About what you saw on Andy's phone.
Oh, no.
Both times.
I mean, you guys, you keep your phone away from me like that. Like, oh no, you don't want to see this. It just makes me more curious, okay? And I just regret it.
Wait, so I have to ask. Was that the first one that you had ever seen? Was that picture?
I think so, honestly. God. So,
our friend Andy he'd turn on his phone and he's like, please don't be porn. Like, because he watched porn. So he'd be like, please don't be porn, please don't be porn. Anytime he opened up his phone. Alora's probably blushing right now. It's probably a good thing she has her camera off.
That's how I'm sorry.
yeah. It's all good. It's Andy. Hanging out with Andy was fun. It was scarring, but it was very fun.
It was. I love Andy. I miss him. But I think it's gonna be scarring in our own ways because sometimes some of the shit we talk about, people walk over and they're just like,
nope, turn right back around.
Oh man, yeah.
Yes.
No, me and Ross, we have to be careful what we talk about while we're working together. Like we'll be like mid conversation, and then there's people there, and we're like, oh, oops.
Well, and it gets worse when Ava and Alora join us.
Oh yeah.
Especially with Ava, because Ava has no filter.
Oh yeah, no, and me and Ava will go back and forth all the time.
Puppy dog's coming back to school. Caleb's gonna be back next semester.
Yay! I miss him.
I know. When she told me that, I was excited.
Plant science was so weird without him. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. Yeah, it was.
So, do y'all have a pride parade down there, Cass?
There's like a minor parade event over here in Perth, but most of the stuff, unfortunately, is over east. WA doesn't get much.
Yeah, it's over like in Sydney and all that.
Yeah, Sydney and Melbourne are the two hot spots of activity. Essentially, all the good stuff's over there. All the frickin', adventure parks and fancy pants stuff.
And y'all still do it during June, right? Like, is that
Yes.
nationwide? Worldwide?
Yeah. 2 seconds. I need to actually look up. We actually have our own Pride thing here.
Really? Yeah, I know every place like celebrates theirs differently. Like I know some states have already had theirs, some states have already had theirs. When is y'all's, Mia?
I think we do a week in June. I think it's either about to start or it's already passed. But I don't really get to go.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Hey,
I celebrate quietly in my room by making subtle flag paintings.
fly down this weekend and celebrate with us.
I wish I could. I just don't have the money. It's expensive to fly right now. Yeah. If someone wants to come drive 4 hours to come pick me up, like I'll be down. Shoot. Take a trip.
Yeah, we may just kidnap you if we do that though, so.
Yeah, that's true, but I wouldn't be upset if you did.
Because I mean, I'm sure Molly can keep you on her couch or something, or.
Ugh, I wouldn't even mind sleeping on the floor. I'm a gremlin enough to sleep on the floor. Just give me some pillows and a blanket. I'm good.
Is Alina coming down, Laura?
She can't. She's actually working.
Aw.
I know. She even asked if like her work, they switched around her. Oh, hello. They just switched around her schedule a whole bunch, so she's working now on Saturday.
Aw.
Ooh.
Yeah.
When are you coming down?
Probably Friday, but not until after work.
Yeah.
Or Saturday morning. I don't know yet.
So it doesn't start till 3, but the shows don't start till like 4:30, I think. So I was gonna say if y'all wanted to meet here, pregame a little bit, and then go out.
Okay.
And it sounds like y'all are gonna have fun. I feel like I'm gonna miss out.
It's probably gonna be hot too, but it's the first year that like it's gonna be this new thing. So now we have to like pay for like food and drink, but they're gonna have free water.
I couldn't find a specific date, and I think that's because it's currently Pride Month, so everything that I'm searching is just related to this month. But Western Australia has like a specific day that's separate from or month or week or something that's separate from June Pride Month, specifically for things. But obviously they also celebrate June Pride Month.
Yeah.
But yeah, I only knew that because my dad sent me like Happy Pride, and I'm like, wait, what? It's not Pride, like that's later. And then he was like, oh, but it's this specifically, and I'm like, oh, cool, thanks, appreciate it.
I had someone that was like, all right, if y'all have Pride Month, where's our straight Pride Month? And I'm like, honey, you don't need that. There ain't nothing proud about to be straight.
You want to know what my favorite ones are? The ones that are like, well, why don't we have a military Pride Month? Yeah, we do. It's in May.
Yeah.
So no one blows it out there because y'all only use it as an excuse.
Yeah, I saw that one. I was like, there is a whole month. They just narrowed it down to one day to make it easier for stuff. Like, I saw a lot like, all these companies during Pride will like blast all this Pride stuff and then go back to normal later. But I know Disney's always more or less been pro-gay. They have some of their mess up sometimes.
Yeah.
This isn't a spoiler or anything, but speaking of Disney, in Multiverse of Madness, there is America Chavez is wearing a bi Pride pin on her jacket.
I heard about that.
Throughout the entire movie.
Yeah. I like that.
Like, it's not drawn it's not like, oh hey, check out my cool thing, but it's not hidden away either.
Well, and they're one of the first channels to actually show LGBT characters. And
her mums she has 2 mums, hers as well.
Yeah, I know in the series finale of Andy Mack, they had a gay couple at the end who they wanted to be long term, but of course the series got ended. Owl House, which is their new good one, has a lesbian.
They're ending that one.
Yeah, one more season, right?
I believe so.
Which that one kind of makes sense because of the storyline coming to an end.
Well, no, the thing with Owl House is that it's getting canceled, actually,
See, I didn't know that.
because it doesn't fit the Disney brand. And there's a lot of speculation as to why. One of the biggest things is that they think it's because there is an openly woman relationship with Luz and Amity, which, by the way, awesome show. I freaking adore it. But
I've only seen it on TikTok.
they've rushed the entire storyline because it was actually supposed to go on for another like 3 seasons was the plan, so that way they had time to build up and get it to be more than what it is currently. But they had to rush so much that they cut out a lot of story.
CW has been good. Of course, they had Vampire Diaries, the originals. Legacies is just now ended, and Legacies had a lesbian couple. They had a gay couple this last season. The last couple of episodes, so it's coming out more now to be normal. But of course, the straights are like, well, that's just the woke agenda, and I'm like, no, honey, it's just people not being bigots.
It's just people accepting that this is the new norm.
Yeah.
I think just you're not losing representation. There are still plenty of straight people in all these things. We just want a little representation as well.
One of my favorite arguments I saw a drag queen make is they're complaining about gay representation in movies. They're like, all right, then no more straight couples in movies. I don't want to see a straight couple kiss on TV because I find that offensive. And just reading okay, you find 2 guys kissing offensive, well, I find a guy and a girl kissing offensive. If you're
Do you
saying,
not realize how stupid what you're saying is?
If you're saying that, oh, having a gay couple on TV is going to turn a kid gay, well then,
why aren't I straight?
Yeah, I saw all the straight TV, or my favorite is, oh, gay parents are going to raise gay kids. Honey, both my parents are straight as fuck, and I'm queer as fuck.
It do be like that. What my favorite thing is people want to complain about seeing gay couples or lesbian couples or whoever on TV, but then they have no problem with Shrek, where a donkey literally got with a dragon.
Right?
How do you explain that?
Bestiality
That's not possible.
is fine. Interspecies bestiality is fine.
Or like the Bee
movie.
movie.
Have a dude and a dude.
Yeah, the Bee movie,
Are we even going to mention the Bee movie where a bee literally falls in love with a human?
Yeah,
a bee.
People be stupid and like to focus on one tiny little thing so that they can use that as an argument and ignore the big picture.
Oh yeah, it's
narrow-minded idiots.
Yeah.
Because when growing up, of course, I watched the Bee movie, I watched Shrek, and it didn't bother me because to me it was oh, it's just a silly little movie. But watching the Bee movie as a grown up, it's just what in the world is this?
Well,
what is this?
Look at all those movies that we grew up on. Sleeping Beauty, unconsensual kiss. Yeah. Ariel giving up something for a guy. Cinderella changing everything for a guy, a guy that couldn't even recognize you.
Snow White.
Oh my!
Snow White.
You need shoes to recognize.
She was literally 14.
We grew up with all these shows, and that was twisted as fuck, but no one cared back then. Also, I don't know, Cass, how y'all use the word queer over here. Over here, we reclaimed it in our group as positive.
Oh, so. Yeah, no, it's very much been, queer is positive, a synonym for anyone in the LGBT.
Yeah. We even have a Snapchat group called the Golden Queers, based off the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
And we each have a character from there.
I think one of my group chats is spooky gays and cool queers.
I love it.
I love that. I have 3 different group chats, but only one of them mentions queer because It's Golden Queers with us, and then I have Yes. Don't know why it's called Yes. I didn't name it, but it's Yes. And then we have Crack Cocaine. We're a fun little group, I promise.
So speaking of Golden Girls, there was a gay couple on Golden Girls.
Oh
And
yeah.
look how far ago that was. Like, it's just not recent. There was gay couples all along. You just never noticed it because you liked that show.
Exactly.
Or they weren't main characters. It's when people is the main character when they have a problem.
I like how they addressed that on Golden Girls as well.
Yeah.
Where I think it was it Blanche?
I believe so. Her brother.
Blanche was it was her brother, and she was just like, well, I just don't know why they have to get married. And then the other one, I can't remember like specifically right now, especially because
Dorothy.
I think it was Dorothy.
Because Dorothy's brother was gay, or Dorothy's brother liked to cross dress.
Yeah. It was Dorothy who was like, well, why did you marry so and so? And she's like, well, because I loved him. And we wanted to, stay in love. And so she was like, well, see, it's the same thing.
Yeah. My favorite is they were trying to teach her a lesson, and Blanche said, I guess they finally caught, they were pushing her, and she's like, AIDS isn't a gay person disease. Which I think the whole world needs to know, because everyone still blames the gay community for that. I was like, no, it's because some sick fucker went and fucked a monkey, and now we got AIDS.
I thought it was a sheep.
No, I think it's monkeys, because monkeys have AIDS.
Well, so the sheep.
Dude, I didn't know that. They fucked an animal, now we got AIDS.
Yeah. It's funny because a lot of the diseases that you get,
it's more prevalent.
Sexually started with animals.
Yeah, it's more prevalent in the gay community, or it was back during the AIDS pandemic. But that's just because we had to hide to get set, and sometimes you couldn't get protection because they probably wouldn't sell to you.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's fine. It's late here. It's early for her.
Oh, I know.
It's an hour early for, what, 10 there, Laura? Almost 11?
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock there, yeah.
Yeah.
On your New Mexican time.
Sorry.
You dang New Mexican.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Freaking New
Laura,
Mexico.
having to be different.
Well, I mean, it's
I'm
already
not like other girls.
It's already Tuesday for Cass, so
Yeah, I'm in the future. It's Tuesday.
Cass is in the
Oh,
future.
shoot.
So
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
shoot.
what's the stock market like in the future, Cass? Is it any good?
It's still all crap-tastic as usual.
That's what I love about friends in different time zones, because you can make that joke like, oh yeah, I'm already this many days in the future, and I'm like, so how is the future? What happens?
Tell me the winning lotto numbers.
Do we have real hoverboards yet?
Right?
We
We were supposed to have those, what,
Why do we
2016?
fly light?
2020.
2020?
No, wait,
It was
2016.
2016 because that's when Back to the Future happened.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the Future Day. Everyone was walking around wearing Back to the Future shirts. I couldn't escape it.
Because I think the Jetsons takes place, though, in, like, the 2020s. Like, and all that, so. Yeah, where's my flying car?
I like how much faith these people had in us. They thought we'd have gotten so much further by now.
Right? Well,
Oh,
I think
Lord.
London does have a functioning hover car.
That actually hovers?
Yeah, I read it in a science magazine I used to get as a kid. It doesn't hover very far. And it was a prototype for a taxi. I don't know if they ever mass produced it yet because it's still a prototype.
Ow.
But I know they had got one for a while.
Yeah, it's the problem is at the moment the it's just not cost efficient. Like they can do it to a degree, but like the cost efficiency to make it and like mass produce it just isn't worth it.
So what is gas like there, Cass? Like
That has been skyrocketing recently. Everyone is like, oof, this is really expensive. Crap. I wish I didn't drive.
It's about around this area, about $5 almost, like $4.49, $4.59.
I mean, yeah, it's getting up to like I mean, obviously you got to remember exchange rate, so it'd be closer. It'd be almost 2 times what I'm a thing, but it's almost up to $2 here, if not $2 at places and things like that.
Yeah.
And so it'd be like close to your kind of prices with the exchange rate, but it's gotten to the point where it's been when that happened, there was a rapid increase in petrol stealing, people going around and getting hose and jerry cans and
doing that.
Yeah, because of how much fuel went up, people were literally unable to purchase it anymore.
I know it's bad when electric cars are cheaper to fill up than gas cars are right now.
Yeah. Ow.
By the way, Cass, you should send me like a deal of your currency one of these days. Like send me $1 or a coin. Because
Okay.
I collect foreign money.
Okay.
Like I have a cousin in Costa Rica right now, and I was like, bring me back something. She's like, I will.
What do you want? Do you want like a note or a coin?
Whichever is lighter and cheaper to send.
A note, because our coins are like heavy.
Are they?
Unless it's like a 5 cent. I could give you like a 5 or a 10 cent thing.
What's up, Mama?
But I know I have some money
Okay,
from Mexico.
Let me where's my wallet? Because our money has different stuff on it, so it depends what you want.
Really?
That's the thing. Yeah. So I will but based on deciding on what Australian animal you want, because ours have different animals and stuff on it.
See, ours just have dead presidents on them.
Oh, ours have the Queen on the back.
Dead historic.
Wait, like the Queen of England, or?
Yes. Good old Elizabeth.
So are y'all still considered like?
Yeah, we're part of the Commonwealth still. So we've got kangaroos on our dollar.
Awesome.
Wow.
We've got lyrebird, it's called, on our 10 cents. There's an echidna on the 5 cent, and then a platypus on a 20 cent. And I don't remember the 50 cent and the $2. But then you go onto the notes and stuff, and yeah, it's just dead people.
Yeah, our notes are dead people.
But yeah, no, the coins have animals on it, so it depends what animal you want. I don't mind like paying a little more to ship a coin, even if it weighs a bit more. Well, you can get the pretty animals.
Kangaroos are awesome.
Cool. To be fair, there's also a lot of fancy like $1. Like the $1 get all the commemorative stuff and all that kind of stuff.
I think our gold dollar is the only one that doesn't have a president, and it's Susan B. Anthony, who made our flag.
Fair.
It's a $1 coin.
I think on the $1 coin it also has one of the historic buildings. I can't think of which one it is.
Yeah, I can't remember on the back.
I'm also like
I know the penny
slowly starting to.
The penny has a Lincoln Memorial on it.
Yes.
Everything else, the quarters have the eagle, yeah. But we do have quarters with different state things on them too.
Same with the pennies. Pennies also have different states.
Do we have ones out like that? I know we had the commemorative 50 state quarters that came out one year.
No, pennies also have different states. It just depends on the year that they are. That they were
you
made.
should send me like a penny or a quarter in return.
I will.
For trade. Because, actually no, because our eagles are better. Never mind on the quarter. Go for a penny.
A penny? I'll send you two. I'll send you the penny that has the memorial and the penny that has the 1 cent shield thing.
Yeah, no, like wedge-tailed eagles would tear a bald eagle to shreds.
Oh, yeah.
They're right. What's the conversion rate? So you're looking at like a 6 to 10 plus like
So,
foot wingspan.
Here is a really rare penny. You can't really see it well, but it has 1 cent written on it, and then it has two little. It's called a wheat penny. It's like an
cool.
older penny. And it has like two little feathers. It looks like in the United States of America. It was printed in 1940.
I have a bunch of foreign coins, and they're all kept in my Sugar Skull money box.
I keep mine in a little lockbox in one of my drawers.
Alright. I think I have to go, just because my dog needs to be taken outside, and then I also need to start getting ready for bed. That's really pretty.
That is pretty.
So,
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
Alora,
gonna head off.
Alora, do you want to pop up one more picture so we can all say bye?
Sure. Yeah, I'm probably gonna head out after this too, just because I have work early tomorrow.
Yeah, I work all
So-
day tomorrow too, and we have a big group, so
We'll
Good luck.
call it here then.
Alora, do you want to pop on
Um,
video so we can sign off?
Oh yeah. I've just had my. Let me try to turn back on my camera. I had it on audio only so that I could actually hear you guys without you breaking up too much.
There's your lights.
Alora, you turned
That's
black.
not working.
All right, well, this has been another Queer Kiki. Thank y'all for joining me. This is Frost Adams saying, sayonara, bitches.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you, and I had fun tonight.
Sorry, my camera's not popping up. Yeah, I had fun talking with you guys though.
All right, we'll have to do this another time when we can find time that's not crazy for all of us.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
for sure.
All right, y'all have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
All
You
right.
too.
Bye.
Bye guys. Bye.